Apocalypse interviewing the Magi, and this segment is about the defense.
Peace and blessings to everybody that's out there that's listening throughout the world. I just want to briefly discuss, regarding, influential figures and influential cultures, throughout the world. And, no matter who you talk about, whatever figure you talk about, you can talk about as far as somebody who's known for peace. Somebody like Ghandi from the country of that region known as India, to whereas, he actually became, as far as world renowned, really through a lot of his struggles at the southern tip of the nation that is known as South Africa. Now, many people who don't even know about history know about, as far as the history, what went on in South Africa. It always seems that a lot of people love to knock, as far as they try to take down as far as people's character, but they never knock as far as individuals who are right in front of their face. For instance, let's look at Barack Obama.
Right.
And all the criticism that, that he gets, which is understandable, because anybody, he's nobody special. He is somebody special, but he's nobody special to where he can't be criticized. And he can't be corrected if he does something wrong. But look at how many people come at him. How many people was like that as far as coming at Bill Clinton? Look at how many people would try to knock as far as Minister Farrakhan, but how many people were actually knocking as far as somebody like Billy Graham? So it doesn't matter as far as who that you put out there as far as a person, somebody's going to knock them. A Christian should know. A Christian, look at as far as the life, as far as the person that you read about that went by the name Yeshua, who this world, identifies as Jesus.
That's right. Look
what people said about him. And look at who persecuted him. Majority of people who are poor, majority of people who suffer, see, they don't persecute people. They love as far as when the righteous teacher comes. But the only people, seems like, who run their mouth, seems like they have something to lose if poor people start to wake up and get their minds as far as enlightened. How many people do you know that are actually trash talking somebody? How many of them actually have children? Think about that. You sitting there and you want to talk about an individual. Let's say you want to talk about somebody like Ghandi. Ghandi was a family man. What do you actually really know about Ghandi? Nothing. You want to know why? Because nobody taught you anything about him. You want to know why nobody taught you anything about him? Because nobody wants you to know anything about him. You want to know why nobody wants you to know anything about him? Because he transformed individuals. He transformed and he put his place in the world to where the whole world knows that man. And he wasn't even 5'5" tall. He couldn't even probably knock out half of these girls that are in high school. He fasted. This is a non-violent man. See, people don't want you to think about.
He was a house Negro, and he was a sellout for British, and he was a racist. Okay.
And see,
no research.
And you can say, what you want, but see, it doesn't. What matters is that, see, people don't want you to think about what you can do with your mind. What if he was a sellout? What if he was all that? What people say about him? Well, they dang sure last year put a statue for him in this city. He dang sure influenced Martin Luther King Jr., another person who people knock, which is understandable. But look what these people have done. What have you done? All those who mock people like that, what have you done in your life? What have you done as far as for children? What have you done as far as for the next generation? You've done nothing. All you do is that you're just like as far as a flea. When it lands on a cow, all the cow does is just flick its tail and the flea leaves.
And another thing, when you speak on that, I talked to the Ethiopian owner of the restaurant. He told me that people and black people, that's the most strongest region. People has not even studied that. They said it's the most hardest. It's like one of the most popular things when you're speaking on people really doing research. But people knock stuff, but they really don't get no real true research.
No.
Studying done. You can go back what you were saying though.
And so, you know, all this is coming to fruition because me, if it be the will of the Most High, which I believe in my heart that it is, see, I'm going to touch on every single country because every single country is involved in what's going on. It is, for instance, if a famine breaks out as far as in some place in South America, everybody expects the United States of America to have their say-so in it.
Right.
If it happens in Africa, everybody expects the United States of America to have their say-so. What does America say? What does Great Britain say? Great Britain is way on the bottom line when it comes to as far as military might.
Right.
China is #1, supreme, ahead of anybody.
Right.
You know, United States, as far as numbers-wise, is right behind them.
Right.
But you got other nations, whereas India, Pakistan. See, people want you to hate countries like that because, see, a country, which I'm going to touch on later on at a later date, probably just in a few short days, to see a country like Pakistan that's right on the border of India, see, they want friction between those two countries because if those two countries unite, Pakistan is the second most populous Muslim country in the world, behind Malaysia, not Saudi Arabia, not Iraq, not Iran, not United Arab Emirates. And these countries.
And Pakistan too has all the greatest scientists in the world. Has ones had discovered how to deal with the atom.
Exactly.
And all the biggest toys of technology for America.
We're going to touch into that because, see, India, Pakistan,
see,
all that whole region, it's just like as far as the Native Americans here, there's many different tribes, but they're one people. We are a one people except for the ones, of course, that were, of course, you know, skillfully in a lab made for this world. We'll get into that to another time.
The
see,
technology.
People don't want you to think on a higher spiritual level. They want you to think. They want everything fed to you.
That's right.
As soon as somebody righteous, you know, stands up, they have to try to bring you down. And nobody should hate on that. And nobody should really well, I can say you can hate on it, but you should understand it because it's true. It's necessary.
That's right.
It is truly necessary. It's for, you know, the